Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, today first I'll I'll go through some points about your group assignment based on the questions I received from students during previous weeks. Okay, so I'll answer your questions, common questions that were asked. So please pay attention. Okay, first of all, if you go to your My Times, all the information about your group assignment is given to you over there, but I'll go through the main points again. First, you will find your group assignment guideline, so I'll open that for you. And second is, if you look at the second document in your group assignment section, you'll find assignment tasks table, okay, this one. And under that, there is an instruction that all groups must include and fill in that table and paste it on the second page of your report when you're going to submit, okay? So this table, if you can see, in this Word document, you will find a table. So what you need to do is, here you have tasks table. So every group member, you have to write down your full name with student ID and then provide your signature. And then just tick whatever tasks you have participated in. Whether you have completely done it or you have partly done it, just tick that task, okay? Because your Q&A session will heavily be based on this. Q&A session is individually marked. Each group member will be asked questions in week 12 and 13. In week 11, you have the submission. And based on your report that you submit, you will have your Q&A session conducted. And each student will be asked questions individually, and we will refer to this table. We'll ask two types of questions. One, generally about your project, and second, from the tasks that you have done, okay? So make sure that you take mark what tasks you have done, okay? Whether completely or partly, okay? And include this table in your second page of the report, okay? This is one thing, and this will be the second page. Now let's go back to the assignment. This will be your first page. You can just copy and paste it there, or if you want, I can share a Word document with you, so you don't need to take a screenshot and copy paste. If you want that, I'll do that for you. But what you need to do over there is check which case study is assigned to you, look at its title. All the case study titles are given. Copy that title and paste it on your cover page over here, okay? And then you have to write full name of each group member along with the student ID and provide signature, okay? And second page will be that table that I have told you about. Then starting from third page, what you can do is that just case study title, you have already mentioned it in your cover page. So what you can do is just copy and paste this one and put it in the beginning of your third page, and then start working on your tasks. Task 1, take the title, copy and paste it on the third page. And then start from question 1. Mention the question number, which part of the question you are going to answer, and then start working on it, step by step. Then second part of first question, then second question, okay, step by step. Once you are done with your task 1, start second task on a new page. Copy and paste the title of task 2 on a new page, and then start answering the questions one by one, okay? So follow this method. Each task on a separate page, task title in the beginning of the page, okay? And another thing is about dataset sources. These sources provided to you in this guideline, in this assignment guideline, you are not restricted to use only these data sources. If you don't find your data set from these sources like Kaggle or OpenStreet, and then we have another one. If you are unable to find a data set that is suitable for you to answer the questions in the tasks, you can use any other data set source. You can use any other database. You can check and just explore. You will find at least one data set for each of your tasks. There are a lot of data sets available, open source, or if you have access to some physical facility, from there, if you can access the data set, just you can take it. Just that you have to provide proper reference so we can trace it back. Okay? You are free to choose any data set that answers the questions in your tasks. Okay? So you are not restricted to use only these data sources that have been provided to you in the guideline. All right? This was one question. Then second, each task might need different data sets. Okay? So you are free to choose different data sets for different questions in the tasks. Okay? Because each task is mapped against different problems. Okay? So you can use different data sets for completing your tasks in the case study. Is it clear? Clear? Okay. Then another question was about, let's say in a question it is mentioned that, for example, this one, question number 1, part A, that you have to represent the data as sets where each set contains data points related to different vehicle types. So here, let's say you find a transport data set, but not all of these columns are available. So it's okay, it's all right. It can vary, the type of vehicles can vary. Okay? As long as it is suitable for the questions in your task, it's okay. You don't have to stick to the the columns provided in the questions strictly. You are free to, if you find some data set that is nearly or close to what you have to do, you can use that. It doesn't need to be exactly what is asked in the question. Okay? It should be, for example, for this question, it should be a transportation related data set, but vehicles can be of different types, not necessarily only these. All right? So you have a freedom there. Time slots, if you don't find, for example, if you don't find per hour, if you don't find per minute, if you don't find per second, you are free to use any type of time slot. Okay? If you don't find time slot, if you find something else which is closely related to time slots, you can use that data set. Okay? So there is flexibility given to you there. So you don't need to strictly stick to what is mentioned here. Okay? If there are more columns available in the data set, you can use that. And just that you have to explain it properly. Whatever data set you are using, explain the columns properly. Whatever source you are using to get the data set, give the reference for that. Okay? I will also tell you about how to give the reference. There are 2 types of references we discussed when I was explaining to you. I will go through that again. Then, whatever, for example, in set operations, whatever set operation you find suitable for your data set that expresses your data set properly, you can use that. And then justify it that because this set operation gives this information, that is why we have used this set operation. Okay? So you can use any. You can use union, you can use intersection, you can use both. Okay? You are free to use set operations or any other concepts that fall under the category of whatever discrete structures topic that you have to apply. Okay? So you are free to use that. Then, ideally, the data set size, at least it should have 500 rows. That is a suitable, you can say, small-sized data set. But let's say you find a data set with 300 rows. Okay? at least you have that data set. So to reach up to 500 rows, you can add 200 rows based on first look at the pattern in the 300 rows that you have found, the data set that you have found, and then you can mimic it. You can look at the pattern and then add synthetic data to that. Okay? But your complete data set shouldn't be synthetic. Okay? Just don't create complete data set on your own. Okay? So if you find a data set that is really suitable, but it's small in size, you can add to it based on the patterns available in the data set that you have found. Okay? And then you can explain that in your content. In the body, explain that we found a data set with 300 records or 300 rows. So it was a small data set. We looked into the pattern. This pattern was there. So based on that, we added 200 or 300 more rows. Okay? So you can do that. And after that, citations and references, they are very important because not all of your report can be written completely by you. You will refer to some external sources, right? So when you are referring to external sources, you have to provide correct references. Otherwise, it is considered as plagiarism. There are two types of references normally used in your papers, in report writing, where you are using external references, whether you are directly quoting or you are paraphrasing. In both situations, you have to provide references. There are two types. One is in-text citation. Second is bibliography or reference list. So in the in-text citation, what you do is that you provide a short reference within the body. Wherever you are paraphrasing, for example, let's say I took this sentence from some external source, from some article or from some blog, maybe some video or some book. And let's say I directly quoted it. So when you are directly quoting, you provide, in apostrophes, and then the second way is that you paraphrase. You summarize in your own words and then write that down. In both conditions, what you do is, over here, let me open. Let's say this is the sentence that you took from some other source. Look at the authors of the source and the year in which it was published. There are different styles of this is in-text citation. There are different styles of providing references, in-text citation and bibliography. I will go through what is usually used in Taylor's, APA, IEEE, and I guess Harvard also, but you can use APA, IEEE, one of these, just be consistent. And let's look at how in APA style we write down the in-text citation. So what you do is, let's say you have more than one author. If one author take the last name, let's say last name was John, okay? Take the last name and only one author, there was only one author for that source from where you paraphrased or you directly quoted. Just write down the last name and year of publication, okay? This is in APA format, APA referencing style. You can also generate these in-text citations and a complete list of references using there are some websites where you need to enter some details and then it will generate the list for you. But this is how we do it if you want to do manually, if you want to write manually. Last name of the author, comma, then year of publication of whatever source you are using. Okay? This is APA format for in-text citation. Then for this source, you will need to provide the complete reference also at the end of your report, once you are done with all tasks. So after task 4, you will provide your reference list. So for each in-text citation, you will also provide complete all right. So for each in-text citation, you will provide complete reference at the end of your report after the task 4. For example, for this one, you will look at, you will write down the last name, then initial of the first name, and let's say there was only one author, and then in brackets, you will write down the year, and then write down the title of the source. For example, it could be transport systems in maybe Malaysia or something like that. Whatever title, just copy and paste the title of the article of the blog, write that down over here. Okay, this you can find on Google also how to show you. APA citation. You will also find generators where you will give some information and then it will generate the complete reference for you. But you can also find how to give the reference of article, how to give the reference of book, how to give reference of video, blog separately. It will provide you for every type of source. You can just, there are many websites available. You can just look into those. Let's look at this one. So here it will tell you how to do the in-text citation, different ways of giving in-text citations, and then if there is one author, how to provide reference for that. If there are two authors, how to provide in-text citation for that, and then reference list for that. So just explore, search on Google or any other platform, search engine, and it will tell you how to provide in-text citation, how to provide complete reference list. Okay? Select any one format, stick with it. Be consistent throughout your tasks. Okay, if APA format, 7th edition usually we use, so just stick with that for all your in-text citations and references. If IEEE format, what we do over there is in in-text citations, we simply give the numbers in square brackets as in-text citations, and then there is a format for providing complete reference for that. That also you can find. For IEEE, if you want to use IEEE, there is, you can just look at IEEE Explore, and then just search any article, any random article. You can also look for your external sources on this database. This is a database for computing and engineering related fields. You can search for articles over here to find references for your report. And let's say you find some some article. Now, if you want to cite this, it will provide you complete. This you will just copy and paste whatever article you are going to use. Just click on cite this, and take this whole reference, copy and paste it in your reference list. Let's say your this maps with the first in-text citation of your task, this copy and paste. Okay, so this is easier, or you can generate using any generator on Google. You can find on Google. Okay, so these are the ways that you have to include your in-text citations and your complete reference list. Okay. Then after that, I think there were no more major questions related to assignment, except for you were not able to find data set. You were just sticking to the data sources that we provided. You don't need to. You can use any other sources also. Just provide correct reference, so we can, when we are checking your report, we will check the references and we will go back to those references and see whether it is actually available over there or not. That is why I told you, whatever changes you make in the data set, whatever additions you make, include those in your body. So when we read it, we know what you have done, okay? What changes you, how you have tweaked it, how you have made the changes, okay? Just provide complete information, proper justifications of whatever steps you take. Limit it. What if you are, let's say, you are going to cover some town, some city, some urban area in a specific country, provide, you know, that detail in the content, in the body. That will be your scope, okay? So provide that in the scope, that we are only covering this much area, or whatever that is, okay? And limitations also, if there are any limitations, explain them properly, okay? So when we are reading, we know, okay, this was not done because of this. This was not possible because of these limitations. All right? Is it clear? Yeah. You can choose different. Yeah, you can. Just explain it. Okay? Yeah, you can choose. Any other questions related to assignment? Any other questions? Yeah. That is all mentioned. Look at your guidelines. It is all mentioned in the submission requirements. So if you go at the end. Okay, let me first go through the order. Cover page, second will be your assignment task table, third you will start your tasks, each task on separate page. After that, you will have your reference list, complete reference list, and then you will have, here are submission requirements, I'll go through these. Then you need to include marking rubric. Marking rubric is provided to you, so make sure that you go through the marking rubric to write down your report properly, and to know what criteria we will use to assess you. So copy and paste this marking rubric also after your, I have mentioned it in your submission requirements. Yeah, after the reference list, attach this marking, paste this marking rubric. After that, you have to check the similarity of your report. For that, the maximum is 20%. You should not exceed 20% for overall report, excluding the cover page, because cover page is, you know, copy paste. So your content, the body of whatever that body that you write, okay, your answers, that should not exceed 20%. I get this question that we are checking the similarity, we check the similarity and our similarity is 25%, 30%. Exclude cover page, exclude marking rubric, okay? So exclude that. Similarity is 20% is for the answers that you provide, okay? Overall, it should not exceed 20%, and each single source that you reference, it should not exceed 2%. single source. Okay, all of that you will be able to find when you upload your report for checking the similarity on Turnitin. For Turnitin, that will also be provided to you on My Times in group assignment section. I'll just show it to you. Okay, I'll include it. Oh, it's already there. I have included. If you see this, after the group details, you have Turnitin assignment 2, something with this title. This is for you to check the similarity. Once you are done with your report, writing the report, before submission, maybe 1 to 2 days before submission, so give this gap. So if your report exceeds 20%, you can make changes. Just upload your report over here. I think at your end it will be a bit different. I think it's better if any of you can check. There you will be able to upload and then generate similarity report. It will give you complete report. It will give you how much similarity is there in the overall report, and it will also provide you the percentage of similarity from each single source. Okay, so there you can check. Then you can map it against the submission criteria and adjust it accordingly. If there is, if similarity exceeds 20%, the areas or that content will be highlighted in the report. There, what you can do is maybe you directly quoted it and didn't provide the reference, so you can paraphrase it. You can write it in your own words. Okay, and yeah, I think that's it. So before submission, make sure that you upload your report on this Turnitin to check the similarity. Download complete similarity report. Attach complete similarity report at the end of your assignment. Okay, at the end of your assignment after marking rubric. Okay, so cover page, second page will be your assignment task table. Then you will have your case study tasks, 4 tasks. After that, you will have your reference list. Then you will have this marking rubric. This marking rubric, and after that, you will have your complete Turnitin report. Okay. All the submission criteria, you can check it over here. This has also been provided to you. Page number 14 on your assignment guideline document. Please make sure that you name your document properly. Group leader needs to submit the report. 1 document per group should be submitted. Okay, 1 document per group in PDF format. And the naming convention is this: tutorial section, your group number, check your group number in the group list, that number, and then case study number. So you can write it like this: TS1, which is this is an example given to you. TS1 is tutorial section 1. So you can write TS2, TS3, whatever section you belong to. And then group 1, this is given to you in the group list. Okay, check your group number and write correct group number. After the, otherwise it will not be accepted. Then case study, check the case study that you have done, that is given to you, and then write the number of that. This is the naming convention. This is how you will name your document. Group leader will submit it. And report template, all the things, the order of content that you have to include, this is also mentioned over here. So you can go through that also, and just remember what I have told you today. All the font type, font size, line spacing, everything, just refer to this report template details, okay? Yeah, yes. No, one single report. One single report. So, cover page, assignment task table, case study, task 1 title, complete task 1. Task 2, next page, like separate page. Title, tasks. Then task 3 on a separate page, questions. Then task 4 on a separate page, title, questions. Then after task 4, reference list. After that, marking rubric. After that, complete Turnitin report. Okay. Any other questions about assignment? Any questions about assignment? Also, if there are group members who, I think some groups have at least one group member who is consistently absent, so they are showing in the attendance list, but they may have not taken this course, and the attendance list it's not updated, but we have made the groups based on the attendance list. So you can, if you are 5 group members, but one of you don't find that group member in your, you find them consistently absent in your class, tutorial class also, you can start working with 4 group members, okay? Don't delay. Start working on your assignment, okay? Just notify us and start working, all right? Any questions? Yeah. The source is there online, but it is private, you mean? Sometimes this is the case that there are private data sets, and then email address or contact details are of the authors are given to you. So you can contact with them. But don't wait too long. If they don't reply, just to be on the safe side, just email them or try to contact. If they respond to you, well and good, then you will have to, they will tell you what you need to include. If they're providing you with that private data set, they will tell you what you have to include while referring to that data set. So, do that, whatever they ask you to do that. And then notify me also, or your tutorial lecturer, okay? And otherwise, just look for something that is closely related to that data set, okay? So. All right. Yes, any other questions about assignment? Also, please go through these important notes. We'll adhere to these strictly. This is about your submission. Your submission is in week 11. You can check the submission date on your cover page. Check the penalties and everything in the important notes that is provided in your assignment guideline. We'll stick to that, all right? So I think we'll conclude with this about your assignment. Next is about your test. Test topics. In first week, and then after that, I think week 3, I mentioned this to you when I was explaining about the MI, module information. So your test topics, I told you that your MLO 1 is assessed through the test, your midterm exam. MLO 2 is assessed through your assignment, and your MLO 3 is assessed through final exam, okay? So what you can do is go to your MI. At the end, you will find the topics here, and check against each topic which MLO is written. MLO1, I told you, that will be assessed through test. So whatever topic has MLO1 against that, that is included in your test. Okay? Also, I will post these test topics in my times. Okay? So there was question about that, the topics and sources and everything. Just check your MI. Okay? The topics against which you have MLO1 written, they are included in your test. Then in your, if you go to page number page number 5 of your MI, you will find the tentative date or expected week of the test. You see, test MLO1 carries 30% weightage, week, due date, week 9. Okay? So it will be in week 9. It will not be before that. It might be after week 9, during week 9 or after week 9, but it will not be before that. Okay? Be clear about that. It will not be before week 9. In week 9 or after week 9. Is it clear? Your test. Okay? Topics, MLO1. Okay? But they will be listed in your My Times also. I will post in on My Times also. Yeah. For test MLO1. Yeah, you can see in page 5, test is, MLO1 is, you see over here? This one, MLO1, it is mapped against test, right? So check the topics on page number 9. You see these topics, there is MLO written here. So check that, what MLO is mapped against which topic. Yeah. So we have covered, for example, propositional logic, we have covered, right? It is MLO, which MLO is mapped against it? MLO1. So it is included in your test. Okay? Then this we covered in week 1 and then tutorial in week 2 for this, because in week 1 we didn't have tutorials, only lecture classes. Then you see second topic, which is predicate logic. So logic of quantified statements, predicate logic. You see MLO1 is mapped against it, so this is included in your test. Then you have MLO1 for your proof techniques, direct proof, we finished that. So it is all, MLO1 is mapped against this, so included in your test, okay? Week 5 actually. You see week 5 set theory, MLO1, 2 and 3, they are mapped against your topic in, set theory. So you see MLO2 is what? It is assessed through your group assignment, right? So set theory, you see application of set theory is there in your case study. Sorry? Yeah, MLO2 is for group assignment. Rule? Set theory, that is set, not the proof. Proofs are only, they will be, MLO1 is assessed, I mean proof techniques are included in your MLO1 only. Yeah, not in your group assignment, okay? So you see MLO set theory, this is included in your MLO1, MLO2, MLO3. What does it mean? It means that this topic will be either in all 3 of these MLOs, or in 2 of these MLOs, or in 1 of these MLOs. Okay? So that is why I have mentioned that exact list of topics I will mention, but you can refer to this list also to prepare for your test. And then you see MLO2, what is it mapped against? Group assignment. If you see in the guidelines, in the case study, there is set theory, right? So that is mapped against MLO2. So this topic, it is being, MLO2 is being assessed through this topic. Yeah, yeah, okay? Then MLO3 is your final exam. So that when in week, your exam is in week 15 and 16 in these weeks. So before that, although you will be able to find the topics for your final exam through this MI, but the list we will also post on My Times. Okay? But at least you have the reference from here. Yeah, I will post it just to be like, to make it more clear for you. But this is, you can refer to it any way you can refer to it. Okay. So if I exclude something, that I will update. Otherwise, everything will be included as in the MI. Yeah. So the purpose of posting test topics and final exam topics on my times separately is to update you about exclusion of any topic. If no topic is excluded, then it means that all the topics that are mentioned, all the MLOs, they are assessed, they are according to the MI. So you, anyway you have the MI, you can refer to it for preparation. Okay. Is that clear about the test? Is it clear? Okay, next point was about edited lectures. During lecture sessions, when I write something, provide solution for some example. So to not get you confused, what I have done is that I have added a separate section at the end of your My Times platform for discrete structures, edited lectures during lecture sessions. Okay, so here you will be able to find the same lectures that we cover. They are the same as your lecture notes. The only difference is that when we cover during the lecture classes, when I write something, so with that, those scribbles, whatever you call them, you can find it over here. Okay, so for both lecture classes, you can find if I have made major, if I have given you like complete solution for something, so for those lectures, I will upload them over here. For Friday class, and then there is another lecture class on Wednesday for that. It's like whatever, I will show you. For last week, because I solved some examples, they're already there in your book also. You can refer to the book, you can always refer to the book. So you see, for Friday class, these things with these, when I was explaining, so with all these scribbles, you will find in your, there was one student from this side, I think, I don't remember, but in week 1 or week 2, he asked me to upload these ones, but because I thought other students, they will get confused that what lecture notes they have to refer to. So, but then some other students also asked about for that. So I have included now, I have uploaded those. But they're same thing, okay? So don't get confused. The only thing is that this one is when whatever I write during the lecture with that, okay? So, so for you, your class is on Friday. So I have named it with Friday lecture class, Wednesday lecture class, so you can check for Friday lecture class. So whatever I find, that will be useful for you, I will upload that one if there are like complete solutions or major writings, okay? And but whatever I write, you will find the same thing in your book also. So I mention it repeatedly every week that refer to your book, the first book, okay? This is the first book, Discrete Mathematics with Applications. All your lectures, all your tutorial questions during your that you cover during your tutorial classes, they are sourced from this book. So have this book with you, okay? Nothing is outside of this book in your slides. Maybe some values of some types of numbers, they might be different, but the pattern and everything, it's same, okay? So refer to this book. For the, there was another question about the sources to prepare for a test and final exam. That is your slides, your tutorial questions, and this book, first book. For the book, there is, sometimes you will find more information in the book, okay? For example, the week 1 lecture, propositional logic, I'll open the book over here. You will find it in chapter 2, propositional logic, okay? You will find it over here. You will find some extra information. You don't need to prepare. You don't need to go through that, study that. in the context of preparation for your test or final exam. For self-study, you can always do that. Okay? For the test and final exam, the scope is limited to whatever we cover during the lectures. During the lectures, whatever we cover, that topic you can go back to the book. There are more examples given to you over there. There are more exercises. So you can just, for your practice. Other topics that are included in the same chapter that we cover in your slides that we haven't covered, the topic, subtopic, you don't need to worry about those from the perspective of preparation for your test and final exam. Okay? So whatever topic we cover during the lecture, that is included in your test and final exam. Okay? So refer to book for the topics that we cover during the lectures. Refer to, study from your slides, study from the book, practice your tutorial questions. These are 3 main sources. First, book. For your self-study, I have provided some more names of the books, those who are interested in mathematics in general and its application in computer science and software engineering. For those I have provided, you will find some examples which will help you relating the concepts with your other modules that you will study or you are currently studying. You will find that information in the book. Okay, so you can always refer to the book for that. Which one? Because we have covered it, so yes, it is included. Yeah, we have covered it during the lecture, so it is included. Ceiling and floor, because we have covered during the lecture. So you need to understand the concept, you need to know the definition, symbolic representation, how to apply these in answering the questions. You need to know that, because we have gone through the examples for that, like properties of ceiling and proof, how to derive, how to write down the proof for that. So we have covered that, so it means it is included. For more examples, you can refer to the book. Okay? There is, for example, there is one in proof techniques. So chapter 2 will give you information about propositional logic. Week 1, chapter 3 will give you information about the topics we covered in week 2 and 3, means predicate logic, and chapter 4 will give you about the direct proof and counter examples. Okay? So in this one, I will answer your question. For example, in direct proofs and counter examples, we covered in the introduction part even, odd, prime, composite, so that is included. Then we covered how to write down, so that is included. That is for your practice, how to write down proof properly. Then counter example, rational numbers we covered, right? So it is included. Then divisibility we covered, so it is included. Then you see division into cases, we didn't cover that, so it's not included. But for your self-study, you can refer to it, because all of these are linked. It will help you in one way or another. But from test and final exam point of view, we will not include questions from this particular topic. Okay? So that is what I mean, that refer to the topics that we cover during the lectures, go back to your book, read from there, and also your slides and tutorial questions. Okay? Is it clear? Is it clear how to study for your test and final exam? Yes? No? Not clear? Clear? I think I've covered most of the queries that I received in last week. If you still have any questions, you can ask me. Yeah, any questions about assignment, about test? We will not start a new lecture today, because there is another lecture section, so they didn't start a new lecture this week. So to be at the same pace with them, we'll start new lecture next week. Okay? So if you have any questions about your assignment, about test, please ask me. Come to me and ask me. Oh, one more thing. Before that, one more thing, sorry. Okay. One more thing, just you can stay. One more thing, please, if you want to contact me via Teams or email, use this email address. You see in your MS Teams and contact information, you see there is a document over here. For three of us, for three tutorial lecturers, email address is given to use this email address to contact us via Teams or via email. Okay, via Teams, the groups, tutorial sections groups and the lecture section groups are made on this email address. Okay, so for me, if you want to contact me through Teams, use this email address. I observed that some students, they were contacting, I don't know, using another email address of mine, and then it just got delayed. Okay, so please use this email address to contact me on Teams or via email. All right, is it clear?